stop scrolling right now. Because what you're about to hear is so emotionally explosive, so brutally heartbreaking, so deeply shocking that it has set the entire reality TV universe on fire and left millions of fans absolutely speechless. This isn't just another breakup headline. This is a story of betrayal, of double lives, of hidden love, and of a woman finally cracking under the weight of years of silent suffering. Kandi Burruss, the icon, the powerhouse, the woman who always managed to hold every piece of her life together, finally collapsed under the weight of her own truth. And the moment she decided to speak it out loud, the whole studio fell completely silent. Her hands trembled, her voice wavered, her eyes were red and swollen, telling the tale of a night spent drowning in tears. And then she whispered the sentence that shattered the internet. Todd wasn't only my husband. He was somebody else's too. The anchor froze. Fans screamed. And when she spoke the name Portia Williams, the world practically stopped spinning. This wasn't gossip. This wasn't a rumor. This was Kandi herself confessing that Todd Tucker had been living a secret relationship before the marriage, during the marriage, and for years behind her back. And the worst part? Kandi caught them with her own eyes, hand in hand, laughing, bodies close, inside her own restaurant. She stood there, breathless and shattered, watching her entire life collapse right in front of her. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was a slow-brewing storm that had been burning like a hidden fire inside her home, while the world believed everything was perfect. Her kids, Ace and Blaze, were the only reason she kept pushing forward. Kept enduring, kept pretending. But now? Kandi is done, broken, yet rising. Destroyed, yet somehow standing up again. And the scandal she just uncovered is about to shake reality TV to its very core. Kandi sat there like a woman whose soul had been ripped out only hours earlier. No glam, none of the polished reality TV gloss, just a mother and a wife, whose entire world had collapsed quietly while the cameras weren't rolling. Her hands kept trembling in her lap, and she kept pressing her thumb into her palm like she was trying to hold herself in place. Trying not to fall apart again, the studio wasn't silent in a respectful way. It was that heavy, suffocating silence that usually hits right before a bomb detonates. When the anchor gently said her name, she didn't even look up. She just breathed out a shaky exhale and whispered, "I don't even know how to start anymore." Her voice cracked on the final word, like speaking physically hurt. The anchor didn't dare interrupt. Everyone in the room could feel that something massive was coming. Something she had kept buried for years. "You know what's funny?" she said, dabbing the corner of her eye with a tissue that was already soaked. "People always tell me I'm strong, that I hold everything together, that nothing breaks me." She let out a tiny, bitter laugh. "But I've been breaking for a very, very long time." She finally lifted her head, her eyes red but steady, and the anchor straightened, sensing the shift. The storm was about to hit full force. "I tried hiding it," Kandi said quietly. "I tried pretending things at home were fine. For the cameras, for the public, for my kids. But the truth is, I was living with a man I didn't even recognize anymore." The anchor leaned forward. The crew leaned in. Viewers at home leaned closer. Kandi took a deep breath, like she was pulling courage straight from the air. "Todd wasn't just my husband," she said. The anchor blinked, confused. "What does that mean?" Kandi looked directly into the camera, no drama, no exaggeration, just pure, devastating truth. He was someone else's too. The anchor's face drained of color. The silence that followed didn't even feel real, like the air itself froze. And then she said it. "Portia Williams." The anchor physically recoiled. Even the cameraman whispered, "Oh my God." It wasn't just the name. It was who said it and how she said it. Calm, cold, deadly calm. The kind of calm a person uses only when the truth has drained every last drop of strength from them. "I didn't want to believe it," Kandi whispered. "I didn't want to turn into that woman who suspects everything." But the signs, they had always been there, before the marriage. During the marriage, all those so-called business trips, all those nights he was suddenly out of town without any real explanation. Then the moments he came home smelling like a perfume she didn't even own. Her fingers trembled harder. "I told him, don't live a double life. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to our kids." He told her she was imagining it. He told her she was insecure. And she believed him. God, she believed him. She squeezed her eyes shut, like remembering the next part still burned straight through her, but the truth always finds its way out, even when you aren't searching for it. She swallowed, her voice softening so much it nearly faded into a whisper. I found out by accident. I wasn't trying. I walked into my own restaurant one night just to check things, just to surprise the staff. Nothing big. And then her breath caught, I saw them. The anchor covered her mouth. Kandi kept going, her voice flat, like the memory still numbed her. They were standing so close. His hand in hers. Her hand on his neck. They were laughing like nothing in the world mattered. Like I didn't even exist. She shook her head slowly. I froze. My heart just stopped. I didn't move. I just stood there watching them. My husband and Portia, together, so comfortable, so familiar. Like this wasn't the first time. Like they'd been doing this a very, very long time. Her jaw trembled, but her voice didn't break. He looked at her the way he used to look at me before we got married. That line cracked the entire studio open. The anchor whispered, "Did he see you?" "Yes," she replied. He turned around and saw me standing there. "And you know what he did?" She gave a hollow, painful smile. He let go of her hand. Like dropping it would erase the truth. Like I hadn't just watched everything. The anchor leaned in. What did Portia do? Kandi's expression hardened. She looked at me like she didn't feel guilty at all. Like she had the right to be there. Like she had the right to him. And Todd? The anchor asked, barely breathing. He said it wasn't what it looked like. That it was nothing. But I misunderstood. She shook her head slowly. But you don't misunderstand your husband holding another woman's hand. You don't misunderstand their body language. You don't misunderstand the way they look at each other when they think nobody's watching. Her eyes glistened with tears, though she refused to let them fall. And that's when I knew, she said quietly. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't weakness. This was an entire story being lived behind my back. The anchor whispered, Kandi, how long had this been going on? Her voice went cold. Long before me. And long after I married him. The anchor looked stunned. Then why did you stay? She looked down, and this time a single tear slipped free. Ace and Blaze, she whispered. My kids, they're everything. I didn't want to break their family. I didn't want to destroy their world. Because mine was already falling apart. She wiped her cheek quickly. But staying didn't fix anything. It only burned me more. The anchor asked softly, is that why you're speaking now? Kandi nodded slowly. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm done hiding my pain to protect someone who didn't protect me. She took a long, deep breath, like releasing years of buried grief. I'm not here to destroy Todd, I'm here to free myself. Another heavy silence drifted through the room. Then she said, I'm done pretending. I'm done covering for him. I'm done living inside a lie. The anchor swallowed, visibly shaken. Kandi, what happens next? Kandi looked directly into the camera, and for the first time, there was fire in her eyes instead of pain. Next, she said softly,